in a big way, what this is a laboratory where the tool is math, but the real thing we're working on is how to become lifelong learners. And that fits right in with the world of mentoring, because as we go through life, we don't do it in a vacuum. So it's very important that kids learn that what's going on in the math class is not divorced or separate from what goes on out in the hall, or what goes on in a different classroom, or what's happening down at their home tonight with their family. All of that fits together, and so there's ample opportunity, even in the context of a math classroom, to address those things of personal growth and spiritual growth with the kids.
Calculus I was very skeptical taking early on, because I knew it was going to be a difficult course for me. And when I first started taking the class, I was not doing so well. And then that's when I kind of started talking to my mom, saying, "Hey, Mom, I'm not so sure about this class. Do you think I should drop it? I need your input on this." She said, "You know, just keep waiting it out, just keep working, just keep plugging along." That very next day, it was like the third day in class, Mr. Comey told the whole class about his story with his car.
The car that I'm rebuilding is a 1926 Chevy two-door coupe, and it's been in my family since right after World War II. And when I started the project, literally, I had changed the oil and changed the tire, and that was about the extent of my knowledge on cars. And so since I was starting something from scratch and tearing it down to nothing, it became a natural for me to show kids pictures of my progress along the way and talk about what it means to discover as you're in the midst of trying to do something that you really, when you started it, didn't know much about.
So it was the third day of class. Right after I had told my mom that I wanted to drop the class, and Mr. Comey shares to the whole class a story about his car that he was in the process of building. And he said that he knew absolutely nothing about building or making a car, and that he had to spend a vast amount of time researching, looking up, searching for ways and sources to help him that's going to help him put this car together. He told me that it was not going to be an easy task, but if you kept plugging along and kept working at it, that you were going to be successful.
I don't actually remember saying, "Hey, this is something I persevered through, I want you to learn from that." But I guess some of my kids, like Nick, had me in geometry, and then 3 years later had me for calculus. And so he got to hear the story of the car when he was in 8th grade, and then the story of the car again as a senior.
He showed us a picture of what the product was then, and I was blown away at how much he had accomplished at that point. And I knew at that point that I couldn't drop it. I knew I couldn't, because if he could be successful in that, I know that I could be successful in AP Calculus.
Last spring, I actually received a thank you note on my desk, and it was from Nick Kirkus. He told me that after he got his first assignment back and he got 4 out of 10 on the assignment, I believe that was the grade, he said he was ready to give up. But he thought about the perseverance of me working on this car and my willingness to start a project that I knew nothing about and bring it to fruition, to this place where we could drive this car. And he decided that he was way too young to give up on something, and if I could do that kind of thing, that he was willing to try and scale this mountain. And I had no idea that he was going through that kind of emotion through the year. When I got that card, it brought me to tears, because that's really the kind of connection that every teacher hopes they're making with their students, and oftentimes we don't get to see if we ever made it.
So now I'm at Whitworth University playing football and being a pre-med student. Mr. Comey's talks were really applicable, especially to me in my studies and on the football field. When things do not always go my way, I can't just give up and drop out, but I have to keep sticking it out and pushing through and moving on, and that's how winning is done.